Hello, I'm User-Friendly's assistant, and this is a quick tutorial for ALSM. ALSM is going to come with 3 different packs and then a 4th one that is essentially the first 3 combined into one. But the only thing that's different about the first 3 are these bottom 4 sounds, and they're just essentially glitch sounds like this. To change them, you're going to turn this ALSM knob here, and it's going to change all 4 of the sounds at the same time. The next thing from there is these mod envelopes here. They're going to change various parameters and all the sounds. From there, you have a delay and a reverb send. Up from there, all of the sounds, all of these bottom 4 sounds, they're going to run through a roar. These triggers up here, they're essentially just going to turn the low, mid, or high up for that roar. This is kind of to like simulate a kick, snare, and a hat. So let's say we did something like this. Granted, it is subtle, but that's what these 3 percussion tracks up here for, the kick, hat, and snare. And then from there, there's this side chain envelope here. This side chain, it's not actually a side chain. It's essentially just an envelope that's going to turn the volume down for these 4 tracks plus the 2 effects ends. And then this feedback here, that's for the feedback on the roar, which can get kind of spicy. We'll drag this MIDI track over to another one of the racks. And then the last one. Now the fun thing about this is, suppose you kind of get it sounded really interesting, but then you get bored with it. Just turning this knob is going to kind of give you a completely new pattern. Just kind of move stuff around and see what happens. The last one, we're actually going to delete this because they're laid out a little bit differently. They're laid out so that way you can kind of see all the main things if you were to play them on drum pads. But it's essentially all the same stuff. It's just all the sounds are in one place. The reason that it's not just this one track is because, one, what we did over here, where you can just kind of move that one MIDI clip between these 2 racks and it should still work out. If they were all here, you wouldn't really be able to do that. You'd have to kind of go in and manually sort of change the MIDI things around. But the other reason is just because this ends up, at least for me, it's kind of overwhelming to have this much stuff, but it can still be fun. The only other thing to notice is that the kick, snare, and hat, they don't go through the effects chain. They're kind of on their own bus off to the side. They're just there as sort of a placeholder, so you can sort of orient yourself with what's happening with the beat. They're not really intended to be there permanently, as in, like, at some point you would either erase these MIDI notes or you could leave them in there, but it's kind of assumed that you would add your own sort of more complex drum beat or your own sort of sounds. You could drop your own samples in here, whatever you wanted to do. They're just there to, like I said, sort of orient yourself with the beat, because these bottom ones, for the most part, they're not quantized to anything, so you're going to get sort of crazy rhythms with them. So yeah, that's ALSM. You can get it at Isotonic Studios, and hope you have fun with it.